Hey my lovelies, I hope you're all safe and well. It's Mitch here. I'm just coming on to do this week's Facebook card reveals for you all. Some people have been messaging me asking, have I put highlights in my hair? It's either a mix of just grey, getting old. It's just naturally bleaches in the sun. So because I've been doing quite a lot of more dog walks and everything else, in the fields and the woods, it's just sun-kissed. That's all it is. I would say if I like had bleached it or done something to it. I haven't. Actually, it needs a cut, if anything. But yeah, thank you for those that are sort of saying it looks on point and it looks good, because it doesn't feel like it to me. It feels like it's a bloody nest and it's a pain in the arse. But some people lately have been saying how cool they think my hair looks, literally. Apart from a bit of like wax in it, there's not much else. So anyway, let's have a look at these cards and see what's happening and see where the energies are taking us this week. So, if you were drawn to card number one, we're going into the energy of the Three of Swords. Three of Swords has been showing a lot this year, it feels like. So Three of Swords represents heartache, loss, sadness, sorrow. Can sometimes be feeling a little bit let down by sort of news or situations and things, you know. So it comes in a lot when obviously we're going through living grief. It comes in a lot when we're sort of processing the loss of loved ones in the spirit world. It comes in a lot as well when maybe we've just got news of stuff that's been a little bit negative or hasn't been particularly like positive to hear. So there could be sort of separations with romantic connections. There could be friendship circles or family situations that are rifting and causing a split or a divide. There could be some other type of news, could be to do with health, that maybe some of you have been facing. There could be other things that have just been quite unsettling and quite, you know, unnerving. So it is often a time when we feel a little bit low. It is often a time when we feel a little bit lost or depressed. We might be in that deep place of sorrow. We might be in that deep place of sort of depression or anxiety, or just that buildup of nervous energy. We could just be sort of licking our wounds a little bit and just feeling a little bit down in the dumps and a bit sorry for ourselves. But the heart has the power to heal. The heart can sort of love again. And if you are in this space of, you know, vulnerability, I think it's just that. I think it's about just, you know, own the vulnerability for what it is, you know, own the hurts, the hardships, the frustrations of whatever you're up against. But know that there's a process to the healing. This might be something that you're going through now, but it doesn't mean you're going to feel this way forever. And even if this is something that is a permanent situation, in time, the heart will find a new rhythm, the heart will find a new heartbeat. It may not ever be as it once was, but there is still life, there is still magic accessible and available for you. And I suppose whatever you're up against with this, don't feel like this is now my life forever, because there can be more for you if you want there to be. Now then, as we're moving into card number two, we're going into the energies of the Fool. I really like the Fool card when it shows. It's all about being very carefree, very optimistic, living for the moment, living for the breath of life, really living in that vibration of love, acceptance and gratitude. So the Fool is always seen as the point of points. You know, we're open to the adventure, we're open to have the experience, and we're living for the moment. We are living for that breath of life. We have an awareness of our past and the stories and the pieces that have made that past cycle up, but we're not in a traumatized space. We're not living or reliving that part of our life. We have an awareness for the opportunities of the future, but we're not forcing anything. We're not placing control or conditioning systems on ourselves. We're just open to the experience of the future, and we're very much living for the here and now. So having something beautiful from your day, taking something gorgeous from it, and being really lucky, being really blessed to have that as your life, have that as your world. And it's living in that gratitude, it's living in that higher conscious state. That doesn't mean that everything's perfect, it doesn't mean that everything's great all of the time, but even when life is almost a bit of a jigsaw puzzle, we can take the richness, we can take the beauty from those moments, from those experiences, and like it doesn't matter about the other stuff. Okay, So living in gratitude, I think, is really important, slowing down and sort of detaching a little bit from that matrix system, that social media that's being pumped everywhere, not having to buy into the pressures, the expectations, or the versions of what maybe that represents, and just actually staying grounded, staying connected. So I like the pictation in the sort of woods almost with this, you know. But the sun is out, there's light to be had, there's magic to be had, there's beauty to be had. Every day there is something to be thankful and there is beauty to see. It's just whether you stop and slow down enough to take it in and to see that, or if you let it sort of just go by. So there's a focus on that as well with this card. And finally, as we're moving into card number 3, we're going into the energies of the Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands is usually seen as a time to get rid of stuff. It's a decluttering time of our life. It could be physical decluttering, so physically getting rid of bits and pieces, stuff that maybe you don't need to have anymore, clothing, items, possessions, whatever it is, stuff going to charity or selling it on Vinted or eBay or Facebook Marketplace or wherever, just getting rid of stuff or gifting things along. It's also about energetically letting things go, energetically spring cleaning, so not reliving the past, not sometimes wondering of why did that experience happen. You know, we won't always know the reasons as to why things play out the way that they do. Sometimes it becomes clear as we venture forward, and sometimes it's always a little bit of a confused thing for us. But I think what's more important is decluttering. And what I love with this, even though there's all this kind of old gnarly bits of tree that have kind of embodied into each other, there's this new beautiful green shoot, and this is like new life. There's new life to be had, essentially, and you know, new life can begin, new life can exist beyond all of this clumpersome energy, beyond all of this heaviness, because this to me feels a lot of dead wood, you know. So it's clearing out the dead wood, letting the things go that don't resonate, that don't bring you positivity or heart-centered richness anymore, and focusing on where new life is available, where new life is possible. And again, the sun is shining directly through the trees, just completely generating this. So it's all about bringing this to life, manifesting this, whatever this is. And that represents also your hopes, your dreams, your goals, your ambitions for the future. And I see this as like self-investment, clearing out the rubbish, clearing out the crap, and self-investment. Just in the time that I've moved from North Cadbury over to Gillingham in Dorset, I didn't feel at the time that I was particularly blocked or anything, but the amount of work coming in and a gear shift of energy that feels available, and I actually feel a lot happier since I've moved. And I didn't particularly feel bad or negative when I was in North Cadbury, because I loved my bungalow in North Cadbury, but energetically there's been a gear shift and things just feel quite cool, quite good. There's like a pressure that's been taken off, and it's a pressure that I didn't even necessarily realize was there. So it's interesting sometimes how when we make a few changes and a few adjustments, and we're forced sometimes to declutter, because the move has, certainly in my case, made me have to declutter stuff. It's been interesting of what's becoming available. So yeah, it's cool. So I'm going to leave these cards with you. I hope they resonate. I hope they help. I hope they make a little bit of sense. Just a couple of sort of shouts to say. So this Saturday, 26th, you can catch me over at Hungerford. I will be at Heart Song Gems, run by the beautiful Evelyn. Looking forward to doing a day of private one-to-one readings. If you're in and around the Hungerford area and you want to come and see me, that's the place to come to. I know a lot of people have been asking, am I going to be over in Avebury anytime soon? I'm not at the moment, so Hungerford is the place to catch me, and it's like 10-15 minutes drive from Avebury. It's not far. So get booking if you want to see me there. It'd be great to see you lovelies. And then on this coming Sunday, I am running my Connection with Your Own Spirit Guide workshop. It's happening on Zoom. It's going to be 10 o'clock until 3 o'clock. It's going to be £60 for the day session. You will also be have access into my private student group for ongoing aftercare. And it's just going to be a really cool day. connecting with your spirit guides, seeing who your spirit guides are, seeing who's working with you, and simple but important techniques to build up your own connection. Because it's all well and good a medium and someone saying, oh, you've got XYZ, but actually when you can link and when you can form that bond yourself, it's so magical, it's so important, and it's really giving you back the power to sort of form that link with spirit. So we'll be doing some meditation, we'll be doing some different techniques and exercises to connect. We'll make sure we have a few cheeky tea breaks. So it will be a sort of a very kind of just chilled, nice day. We won't be putting any pressure upon ourselves or anything like that, but it's going to be great. So I'm really looking forward to seeing some of you lovelies that have signed up to do the workshop. And there are still some spaces if you'd like to be involved. The final reminder, Monday the 28th, I am teaming up with the fantastic Melissa Staton, and we are doing a double demo night of mediumship on Zoom. It is a charity event. All the money raised is going to help the suicide prevention charity Papyrus. Both myself and beautiful Mel have lost very important family members and friends to suicide, and giving back is mega important anyway, but we feel giving back to a charity of this nature even more so. So tickets are £15. Contact Mel if you would like to sort of book a space and book on. It'd be great to see you there for our little Zoom demo. We're not doing any sorry, I'm going to cough, one sec. We're not going to do any in-person demos this year together because just sign of the times, it's a bit hard to do that at the moment. So this is the way to see us this year and to support us. We're not taking a penny from this, we're just giving up our time for the charity, and so they will get all the money, which is really cool. So hopefully we can raise a good old chunk. That's what we're hoping to do. So I'm going to leave it with you. Keep shining bright, look after yourselves, and I will catch up and see you all very soon. Take care. Bye for now.